Namaste nerds, this is Navana, the budget pub stomper. Today we're going to be talking about I should have learned how to say this commander's name before we started doing a video on it. But this is Vivi Ornitier. Jeez, oh Pete's. Really, I should have. Ornitier. I don't know how to say that. I have no idea how to say it. This is good old Vivy boy. That's what we're going to call him. I went to school with the guy, and back in grade school, we started calling him good old Vivy. And it just sort of stuck. So this is good old Vivy. So Vivy boy here. This was I want to tell a quick little anecdote. This was my runner-up commander today, which is a joke. Now that I know what the deck looks like and how it plays, and I've goldfished it, that is a joke. This thing is so grotesque. This thing is busted. What I wanted to do the Esper guy from Final Fantasy. And I got on my Discord and I was talking to all the homies about how are we going to break this thing? And the Noctis or Noctra, whatever it's an Esper commander that lets you play artifacts out of your graveyard. You pay 3 life, and we came up with some ways to break it, but everything was really expensive. You know, like all of the really good cards for that deck ended up just being too much money. And then it's like, well, by the time I started really getting the combo packages worked out, the combo packages themselves were like $40, $50, and I wanted multiple of them, and it's like, okay, we could do a break the bank episode and do this is a $200 commander, but I just wasn't sure if it was worth it. So if you're in a proxy meta and you want to build Noctis, I think you should Noctis your socks right off and go for it. I think it's a cool commander. If you're going to try to win a budget league, this is your fucking guy. This might be the fucking guy. This thing is nuts. So, I thought, well, let's talk about the commander real quick. This is the one we went with, and I'm so super glad that this is the guy that I went with. The Huey Lewis and the News song comes to mind. So happy to be stuck with you. Vivy, old boy. What did I call him? Good old Vivy. I am happy to be stuck with you. Let's talk about the good old Vivy boy. Vivy boy it's a Esper commander. It's Esper in 1. It's a 0/3 wizard, of course. Am I saying Esper? For the love of God, Izzet. It's Izzet in 1. Gotta get I'm so Esper pilled this morning from fucking Noctis. Alright, so Vivy is red, blue, and 1 mana of any color. And that mana investment buys you a 0/3 wizard. It has a couple of abilities. Now, what I really thought we were getting here for our money, I thought we were getting a Firebrand Archer in the command zone. Or is it Reckless Fire? I thought we were getting a Pinger in the command zone. That's what I thought we were getting. And I was just happy to slap a Curiosity on it and go to town, right? That's what I thought we were going to do. We were going to do just a Curiosity control build. That is not what we're doing. We are storming the fuck off, kids. This is not a control deck. I just gradual, little by little, the more I goldfished it and tested the deck, the more counter spells and removal that I cut. We are not trying to do we're not going to stick a Curiosity on this commander and then control the game and turn the corner and win with some big comp. No. If we put a Curiosity on our commander, we have won the game. It is fucking over. Okay, so anyway, the commander. Izzet 0/3, Izzet 1 0/3, has 2 abilities. The one that I was underestimating by a lot is the first one. 0, add X mana in any combination of blue or red, where X is good old Vivy boy's power. Activate only during your turn and only once per turn. I way underestimated how fucking crazy that ability is. Turn 4 or 5, this guy is 7 power, and you are just going off. So what I found myself doing when I was building this deck and iterating and reiterating and reiterating was cutting removal, cutting counter spells, and adding wheels and wheel-like things and things that just draw cards. This is a storm deck. At $100, it feels just like when I was playing Niv Mizzet Visionary, and I was also just Niv Mizzet Visionary also rocked my world. I could not believe how crazy that deck was to Goldfish. But that was rocking my world for 6 mana. This little bitch is rocking my world for 3 mana. When this commander comes out, buy this up before the world figures this one out. Because it feels just like Niv Mizzet Visionary, speak of the devil. It feels just like that. Except it costs 3 mana. Okay, so it has the ability to add just a ton of mana to your mana pool in any combination of the two colors that you're playing for 0 mana. And it also is a pinger in the commands. You've got a Firebrand Archer. You've got a Firebrand Archer in the command zone. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you put a +1/+1 counter on Vivy, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So that's like, Firebrand Archer and all of those other Obnixilis kinds of cards. So yeah, you put a Curiosity on this thing, you cast a spell, you draw 3 cards, which is crazy, right? So that's what I thought we were going to do. We were going to control, and we were going to win with a Dualcaster Mage, Twin Flame, and we do, right? Like, that's what I did leave in is Dualcaster Mage, but I cut most of the Twin Flames because, honestly, I don't know if we need any of it. I thought, like, I started off with Dualcaster, Twin Flame, Electro, Duplicate. I had, like, a backup combo. Now I'm not even sure. I'll put it this way. If I hadn't kept increasing the number of wheel-like cards in the deck, I would have cut Narset, because my win combos, my win lines were basically going to be Dualcaster Mage, Twin Flame, and then also kind of doing like a quasi-win with Narset and Windfall or whatever. But now it's like the win line is put a Curiosity on your commander, and you've won the game. Like, it's pretty much like that. You guys aren't going to believe this when we start goldfishing it. So what I left all the Stormy things. We do have to make it to like turn 4. Isn't that funny? Like turn 4 with our $100 deck. So I did leave some of the counter spells in, but mostly the 1 mana stuff and the stuff that's going to protect us on our turn. But what we're really doing is we're doing a mixture of rituals and cantrips. Mostly rituals and cantrips is what we're doing. So the actual, your officially dead combos are going to be Haze of Rage with Stormkiln Artist. Now, Haze of Rage just works with the deck kind of wholesale. But it works specifically with Stormkiln Artist. If you haven't ever seen this combo, so remember that Vivy Boy, the activated ability of pay 0 or just 0, add X mana, that relates to whatever his or her there. I don't know the legendary Winky status of Vivy. It could be Vivy Old Boy, it could be Vivian, I don't know. But Vivy, its power is the relevant bit when we're talking about how much mana it adds. So that's why I thought Haze of Rage would be good. Plus, eventually you're going to have like a full complement of these Ashling, Flame Dancer. As you get the budget, as we move closer and closer to cEdh, we're going to end up with like at least Bergie in here. So probably, maybe at some point, well, it doesn't matter. Let's talk about what we do have. Stormkiln Artist with Haze of Rage goes infinite, and it doesn't go infinite in that kind of hokey way that it normally does, where you have to like have enough guys that don't have summoning sickness to murder the table. If you have just your Stormkiln Artist and you've cast a few spells, then you cast your Haze of Rage. Your Stormkiln Artist triggers, and you make a bunch of treasures because Haze of Rage has buyback and Storm. And Stormkiln Artist makes a treasure token, not just for every spell that you cast, but for every copy also. So if you've cast a couple of cantrips and rituals, and then you cast Haze of Rage, maybe you make 4 treasure tokens off of Stormkiln. Then you crack the treasures to buy back and cast the Haze of Rage again, and your treasure count gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you're storming off. And normally you have to turn some creatures sideways. You have to start using your Haze of Rage on multiple creatures, and then you murder the table. But because we've got our Vivy Boy in the command zone, just pinging everybody every time we cast a spell, we don't even need to have any creatures that don't have summoning sickness. We can just Haze of Rage and ping everybody to death like that. So maybe we don't even need Dualcaster Twin Flame, but Dualcaster is a fine piece of interaction. It's going to allow you to copy your opponent's tutors. And we do need to find our frickin' Curiosity effects. Well, usually. Maybe not. Maybe you won't need them. Because, like, in goldfishing, it's like you'll get to them eventually, you know. But Dualcaster Mage, Twin Flame is the old standby. We've got Electro Duplicate, we've got Dualcaster Mage. We can cast the Electro Duplicate, which makes a copy of a creature until end of turn. We can put that on Runaway Steamkin and start going crazy, or we can put it on Stormkiln and start going really crazy. We can copy our Goblin, our Sticker Goblin, to make a whole bunch of mana, or pile on extra copies of Goblin Electromancer so our shit is even cheaper. Make an extra Harmonic Prodigy, whatever. We cast our Electro Duplicate, we hold priority. We flash in Dualcaster Mage, copying the Electro Duplicate. The Electro Duplicate copy is going to copy the Dualcaster, which is going to copy the Electro Duplicate. We're going to make infinite mofos, and we're going to go to combat and Dualcaster people to death. Is how I wrote it up. This is how I thought we were going to win the game. And I suppose some of the time that is how you're going to win the game. Most of the time, you're going to win the game by strapping either, this could be, it doesn't matter which it is. It can be Curiosity, it can be Tandem Lookout, it can be the enchantment versions, Ophidian Eye, Curiosity, Virtue of Courage is fine. Virtue of Courage, if you're not familiar, has 2 mana, an adventure. It deals 2 damage to any target. But the main part, the thing we really care about, is the 5 mana. And yes, we are willing to pay 5 mana for another version of this effect. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may exile that many cards off the top of your library, and you can play those cards this turn. And this turn will be just fine, because we're not going to go to a second turn if we resolve this thing with our commander out. Ophidian Eye, Curiosity, all the same thing. We've also got another one now. We've got Niv Mizzet Visionary. If you resolve Niv Mizzet or Tandem Lookout, which is another Curiosity, or the fake Curiosity, or the 3 mana Curiosity, you're done. That's it. That's GG's. That's going to be the end of matters. Narset is still going to win games with your wheel effects, and now we've got more of them. So Narset also is a non-creature spell, which is what it requires to trigger this whenever you cast a non-creature clause on Vivian boy, Vivy or Vivian, Vivy, could be Vivy. Harmonic Prodigy ends up being busted in this deck too. Harmonic Prodigy allows you to double proc your Vivy, which means you're going to be producing just so much mana. And I don't mean that it's doubling the mana when you zero it. I mean that every time you cast a creature or a non-creature spell, you're not going to proc this thing once. You're going to proc it twice, and those counters get out of hand, guys. The counters get really, really out of hand. In fact, it wouldn't be like a terrible idea to add more buff spells, I think, to this deck. Right now we are on Vivy. This is Vivy. We're on Haze of Rage. We're not on a lot. We're on a couple. But I think you could actually make a pretty good case for trying to power this thing's power up. You know, like playing that card that's big in standard right now. It's like 1 red mana. It gives it's like a Giant Growth. Like if you red Giant Growths might be good in this deck, because they'll be like Giant Growth / rituals / they pump your guy additionally. You're not really going to understand this, I think, until you see it in action. But we get a Niv Mizzet with our Vivy, or a Curiosity with our Vivy. And then every time we cast a spell, we ping each of our opponents, which makes us draw 3 cards for every cast. While you're doing that, you're putting counters on your Vivy, so that as you start to run out of mana, you just you zero the guy and you add 27 mana to your mana pool, and you just start going again. Eventually, you're going to come into an actual real-life win condition. But you may not need that. You may just ping everybody to death. Let's Goldfish it. You know what's in here. It's Impulse. It's a little bit of Bounce, a couple counter spells. We've got free spells. We've got Mug, Salvage, Snap, Gut Shot. Better than free spells. We've got Pyretic Ritual, Helm of Awakening. Everything's free. Let's do it. All spells cost 0 last. 0 less to cast. 0 last. That's how you say that. Let's just Goldfish it. Let's just go. So this would have been a sick hand. But we're just going to play whatever we were just dealt. This is fine too. We're going to draw for turn. Yeah, we left a couple of counter spells. We will play an island. And the question here is, do we want to preordain now to start like setting up our draws, or do we want to wait? And I think the answer is that we want to wait. Waiting is good. We really want to just like do this all up in one turn. Let's play the correct land. Go to our second turn. And we will play our commander. We've got a lot of ways in the deck to get a turn to this guy. Okay, and now we're going to start doing stuff. Note that we have not played a land yet. Because we really want a blue one, I think. We want a blue one. Alright, so let's go like this. We go tap this blue, we cast an op, we proc our boy. We ping everybody for 1. We opt. Oh, there's a wheel. That we will take it. We will take that. Okay, and then do we give up now? Yeah, let's give up now and play a land. And we will play a non-creature spell, which is going to be Helm of Awakening. And we will pass a turn 1 time with this Helm of Awakening out for everybody to enjoy. Obviously, that is never the game plan, but we're going to be alright. Okay, I really want the blue land, so I'm not going to play the land yet. Oh, I didn't use my... Well, no, that's fine. That's fine. I should have, but... yeah, that was a misclick, a typo. Whatever, I'm getting the hang of this. I'm still getting used to this, so whatever. All spells are 1 mana less now. We have 2 mana in the bank whenever we need it, which I kind of forgot about just then. We've got a goblin, which we're just gonna, I don't know, pretend like it makes, what's the middle, 4? It can make, yeah, so the middle amount, I'm not rolling dice or anything, just we'll make 4 mana when we cast our goblin, which I think is more than reasonable. Do we start with that? No, let's go ahead and cast our Gitaxian Probe. We look at an opponent's hand, we proc our dude, we draw a card. There we go. We've got a nice dual land we'll play. Now we're going to cast a Preordain, which is going to proc our boy. We're going to look at the top. What is it, 2? Yeah, we're going to scry 2 and then draw a card. Mana Leak is going to go to the bottom. And yeah, sure, we'll draw that. No, let's not draw that. Let's put that on the bottom too. I was thinking like we might as well, because we can just use that, take our next turn, and then try to win on that turn. But actually we're going to wheel, so we don't need to do that. There we go. So we'll draw that instead. Alright, so everything costs 1 less. Have I been remembering to do that? Oh, my things have been all pips. So we've got 4 mana. How do we want to spend our 4 extra mana? I mean, we've won the game, honestly, at this point. This is, I'm just trying to figure out how to make it exactly El Finito. Let's go. You don't believe me? You want us to actually see it? It's done. We're done. Let's go red, colorless. Play the goblin. We said this is going to add 4. Which it's going to either do 3, 4, 5, or 6. But we're just going to say 4. We're not getting greedy. So we got 4 red mana floating. We're going to do a blue. And we're going to put this guy and connect this to our that. So we've got 4 red mana floating. And we are going to cast our Will of the Just guy. Will of the Just guy. So until end of turn, or all instants and sorcery cards in our graveyard have flashback. And the flashback is just whatever their mana cost is. and we can discard our hand and draw 5 cards, which we're going to do. So we're going to discard, and then draw 5. Oh, and I get to proc my guy because I cast a spell. So that's 5/8 now, and we're going to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so all of our spells have flashback. So let's just lay our shit out here. That's not relevant. That is relevant. I used the 4 mana. No, I have 1 floating still because Will of the Jeska only costs 3 mana because Helm of Awakening. So we actually have 1 red floating still. Not relevant. Okay. So we've got 1 red floating. Oh, and I forgot to draw 3 cards off of our... I'm sorry, guys. This is really complicated. So our Tandem Lookout is connected to our Vivy. We got 1 spell so far. So he pings everybody, so we draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we are going to use the Gitaxian Probe. We're going to flashback Gitaxian Probe, paying 2 life. Proccing this guy. We still have 1 red mana floating. We're going to draw 3 cards because remember we've got the Tandem Lookout paired up with the Vivy Boy. 1, 2, 3. We're going to use the 1 red mana that we have floating to cast Pyretic Ritual. So now, because remember we had 1 from this, and Pyretic Ritual is only going to cost 1 because of Helm of Awakening. So now we're going to add 3 mana to our mana pool. And proc this guy, and proc this guy. So we draw 3. 1, 2, 3, and we've got 3 mana floating. This goes into our graveyard. How does this read? Okay, so yeah, stuff that goes into our graveyard now does not gain flashback, pretty sure. But we do still have 3 mana, 3 red mana floating, and we'll use 1 of the red mana to cast a Rite of Flame, procking our guy, pinging everybody for 1, drawing 3 cards because of Tandem Lookout. 1, 2, 3. Adding additional 2 with Rite of Flame. So we had 3, we spent 1. So we're at 5 mana again, 5 red mana. And now we'll use 1 red mana to cast a Lava Dart, which is going to ping everybody. I forgot to proc this. Which is going to ping everybody, which is going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Now, at some point, guys, if you're not totally convinced that we've won the game, which it should be pretty obvious at this point that we have won the game, but whenever we decide to, we don't have to do this now. We're not in a hurry. We've got 5 mana still, and all of our shit's reduced. So at some point when we're starting to run out of gas, and it looks like we probably will never run out of gas, but if it does seem like we're going to start to run out of gas, we will activate the 0 ability of Vivy, adding any combination of red or blue mana, red and or blue mana, to our mana pool equal to this bitch's power. It's already 9, right? So GG's, right? I mean, we've already cast a billion spells. We've got we still haven't flashed this thing back yet. We've got 5 mana still floating. We'll cast an Arcane Signet. That's going to ping everybody. 1, 2, 3. It only cost us 1 mana because of the Helm. But that did cost us 1 mana, so now we've only got 4 mana. But we can tap this for a mana, and we'll, cast Frantic Search. So we'll go down another mana. So this is going to cost 2 mana, dropping us to 3 mana. But we're going to untap 3 lands and draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And we could even put like another pinger out now, another mana generator out now. I don't know, should we look at another hand? This is like class dismissed, game over, dead as dead can be, we win, That should look pretty open and shut, I would think. So let's look at the time first. How we doing? Watch, I forgot to record. We're doing really good. It's because I didn't explain the deck at all. Maybe we should go back and look at the deck now. Maybe that's what I should start doing from now on. If I sound like I'm a little coked up, guys, it's because of the massive amounts of cocaine that I've put through my nostril into my bloodstream. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. Don't do drugs. Stay in school, too. So, now that you've kind of seen where we're coming from in the deck, maybe some of the card choices are worth looking at again. Yeah, I think I like this. I think I like doing like a quick little goldfish, like starting to talk about the deck, do a goldfish, come back and finish talking about the deck. So that's what Vivy does. You slap a curiosity on it and you win the game. That's what it does. We didn't even use the zero ability yet. But at some point when you get 24 power on this bitch, you let it rip, add 24 mana, and finish killing the table. So now our Goblin Electromancer is in the deck to make all of our rituals cost less and our card draw to cost less. Harmonic Prodigy is in the deck because if we'd had Harmonic Prodigy out, Vivy would not have had 9, but 18 power. See how that works. Ashling is like the closest we're able to get to Burgie in the deck without spending $16 on a Burgie or whatever. Niv Mizzet is just another tandem lookout variant, basically. I mean, really, that's about what it is. A little better than that, you can start using your lightning bolts to, deal 3 damage to an opponent and ping everybody for 1, so you draw 6 instead of 3. Probably not of a huge amount of consequence because honestly, I think if you get a curiosity on Vivy, you don't need I think maybe Niv Mizzet is a little bit win more, but it's definitely win for sure. It's not, and you could put Niv Mizzet Perun in here too. But I figure we've already got kind of we've got Dualcaster Mage Twin Flame as a commander agnostic combo, and I think most of the time we're just going to be able to find, if we get a turn 4, and that's what I'm finding most of the time it takes till about turn 4 to make that storm run like that. Dragon's Rage Channeler is just there to make our draws better. We do have some ways to utilize bodies. We've got Infernal Plunge, so we can sacrifice our Dragon's Rage Channeler to add 3 mana with the Infernal Plunge, and we've got Flare of Duplication. So it's another creature to sack to Flare of Duplication. So that's a way to win the game. Another little trick we've got is Blazing Shoal. So this was the other pump spell I started to talk about. Maybe we could add more pump spells to the deck, but yeah, I don't know. I think more gold fishing is required. I have this one basically because it's free. But you can remove a red card with converted mana cost X from your hand rather than pay its cost, and then your commander gets plus whatever that card is. So if we remove, let's say we already have a Curiosity, and well, that's getting a little greedy. Let's just say we have, one of our Frantic Search type spells, a 3 mana thing, maybe Drift of Phantasm. So we've got a 3 mana thing in hand. We can exile the 3 mana thing and the shoal. Then we can make this Vivy's power, whatever it is, plus 3. But basically that's what we need in the deck, is we need to find ways to generate mana, and adding power to Vivy Boy is a way to generate mana. And we need to find a way to draw cards. And the card draw spells are going to be cantrips, yes, but we've got Windfall, and Will of the Jeskai, and Wheel of Misfortune. We don't really care if our opponent's wheel or not, so we can run Wheel, Will, Windfall. What other draw spells? And we've got Past in Flame, so we can do all the cantrips again. Or the other half of Will of the Jeskai lets us do all the cantrips again. Blazing Shoal makes mana. All of our rituals make mana. We've got free spells. We've got High Tide, so we can cast High Tide to double all of our islands, because we do have 11 all-natural islands. So a lot of... in fact, I thought this would be kind of a decent little piece of tech. Is it worth not being an island? Yeah, it's fine. So if we get the threshold, which shouldn't be too difficult, right? We can sacrifice the land, draw 3 cards, and discard 3 cards. Thought that might be good to find us some gas. Plus, occasionally you'll be able to murder somebody when they're trying to go for their Thassa's Oracle combo. Virtue is just another Ophidian Eye in the deck, basically. Electroduplicate not only wins the game with Dual Caster Mage, but it can be a second copy of Runaway Steamkin, or a second copy of Dragon's Rage Channeler, or a second copy of this goblin or that goblin. I don't know if we'd want to run Goblin Matron in the deck or not. Probably not. But you know, it's a thought. My options are a little bit limited where I'm at right now with the deck, being that my channel is all about $100 brews, and I don't know if you saw quite how close we got, but we are, you know, pretty close. We're in the $100 ballpark right now. We are at $99.99. So that's the deck, guys. I think I think that's that. I think that's we've got baubles. Should be pretty obvious to you now that you've seen it run. And we did keep some counter spells, and a little bit of interaction. But I just you know, I think we want to keep enough to get to that 4th turn, maybe 5th turn, but we don't want to go too crazy with them, right? So that, let me know what you think about the deck, how you'd improve it. Are you shocked? Are you surprised? Because yeah, the first couple times I Goldfish this thing, I was like, holy shit, guys! It does that every game. It does that every game. Well, it was and the problems, the reasons that it wasn't doing that every game at first was drawing too many counter spells and too many 2-mana rocks and stuff, and I just started shaving that stuff and adding stuff that I knew is what the deck wants. You know, we're down to Felwar Stone, Arcane Signet, and Talisman, just 3 2-mana rocks, and I think that's right. You could maybe even go down another. Everflowing Chalice, I just think is it's a 0-mana spell to cast, and sometimes you have a you know, like a 9/9 Vivy, and you just can't quite finish the game. Then you can charge the Everflowing Chalice up and then have more mana next turn if you have to pass. And oftentimes it is just 2 mana for a rock, right? Sometimes you do have to go off on turn 5. So I think also Skirk Prospector could find its way in. Maybe we could get rid of one of the win conditions, because we do have, aside from the ones we talked about, what am I running? I did have, I've got Mana Geyser, Seething Song. I've got Reiterate. Reiterate can combo with Mana Geyser, and depending on how things unfold, it can combo with other than that. But I was gonna put the Inner Fire in the deck. Inner Fire, is that what it's called? Yeah, in fact, I think we are gonna do that. So let's make a cut live. So Inner Fire is gonna combo with. I don't think we need Narset. I'm not feeling him. Her. There we go. That's the deck, guys. Inner Fire is a ritual. It's a big ass, lots of red mana ritual. If you have, 17 cards in hand, it's a real good ritual. But this is a win condition that allows you to, you can go Reiterate with Inner Flame, or you can go Reiterate with Mana Geyser. If you've got maybe Goblin Electromancer, Ashling, and Runaway Steamkin, or one of those copied with a Twin Flame, maybe you've got Stormkiln Artist, you can put yourself in situations where you can Reiterate even with the 5-mana Seething Song and go off. And we don't necessarily even have to find if you're not familiar with the Reiterate combo, Reiterate is a fork with buyback. It costs 3 mana for the buyback and 3 mana for the fork. So you normally have to have 6 mana plus a 7th. You have to have a ritual that produces 7 most of the time. Or nets. It's got a net 1 overall, so that you can make infinite mana. And then when you make your infinite mana, you can start using a lightning bolt or something to murder the table. But with this deck, you can do the reiterate thing, and it will work just by itself. If you can reiterate with a ritual, you can just win the game with the commander, just by proccing the commander over and over. And now I just kind of feel like I don't have anywhere to go. Like normally I'm used to wrapping up the videos with the goldfishing, so this is it. This is the video. That was the goldfishing. Until next time, word to your collective mother. Peace be with you and also with you. And namaste, nerds.